could describe Evie in one word, what would it be?
Miracle. When she was born, she came in and we had, little challenge as she came out. We had to get the oxygen level up, and she had a little fever. They had to give her antibiotics. I remember getting through the first day and just kind of being like, oh, well, got through the scare. For the next 4 weeks, she was just a little baby, snuggly. She was always just kind of a little bit sick, and we had Olivia in daycare, and so we're like, okay, we know. We just couldn't quite figure out, but something felt off.
Something's going on. We were at that stage where we were like, we know this is bad, but we didn't have any next steps. So we were just floating out there with this diagnosis in our 6-week-old. And I was still postpartum. It was super messed up. She was so little. And Paul and I didn't even know how to think about her. Achoo!
Achoo!
Gesundheit. I just desperately wanted to keep this child, this person, alive.
There's no good answer for why it happens. My understanding is there are about 3.5 million babies born in the U.S. every year. And her specific type of leukemia in children under age 1, there are about 10 diagnoses per year. So that's like a 1 in 350,000 chance. It's like the fluke. It doesn't really happen. It did.
I was convinced that Evie was gonna die.
Evie probably was one of the youngest patients that I've transplanted. It's rare for us to make the diagnosis so early and then to get to transplant so quickly. We initially look for a brother-sister match, but only 18% of patients will have that. When we found out her sister was not a match, we looked to the Unrelated Donor Transplant Registry through the NMDP, where over 40 million donors have been identified throughout the world. But even looking at that, we did not find a suitable donor for Evie. And our trial using alpha-beta T-cell depletion allows us to do parent-to-child transplants, so a half match using a parent. And so with that, we were able to use Evie's mom as her donor, and we're incredibly successful with her and with many other patients. The way that we are transplanting patients now using T-cell depletion has really revolutionized the transplant process. We have avoided immunosuppressive medicines after the transplant. And with that, the patients are able to come out of the hospital quicker. Their immune system gets stronger faster, so they're able to go to school quicker, able to go back to their normal life. It's truly a phenomenal change from how we used to do transplants. However, we have a lot more work to continue to do. To have that support from donors is essential for us to make these huge strides.
If Evie were born at just about any other time in human history, she wouldn't be here right now. And we learned the history of this disease and how it's been treated. Bone marrow transplants have been happening for something like 50 years at this point. And successful outcomes, long-term outcomes, started out very poor, and over time, if now, this is not a death sentence. Whoop! Good job. The only way that that happens is through a lot of hard work, pain, but a lot of support, and financial support is, none of this happens without it. There's this thing in like the cancer survivor family community of you feel guilty sometimes if your kid is alive and someone else isn't. But at the same time, it's like once you're in this spot, you just want someone else to be able to feel what you're feeling. I'm a little biased at this stage of my life, but I can't think of anything better to put money towards. That's why it's important.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,